Thank you so much for joining me on this edition of the Late the W podcast. As always, I'm your host, Mahal. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, leave a 5-star review, all of that fantastic jazz. If it's your first time joining, make sure you follow on social media at Late the W pod on all of that. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're active on all of those. So, without further ado, let's sound the horn and get into this episode.
The pitch from Acevedo.
Swung on the line down the left field line for a base hit. Fly ball, gap, right center field.
Double him up at second.
Luke is going back to the 1-8 track. Get out the right, Brennan Mustard Grandma. It is grand salami time.
will send Seattle to the American League Championship Series for the first time in 24 years.
Good morning, Mariners fans. Welcome back to the Light the W podcast. This is episode 127 of the show. As always, I am Mahal Domingo Anderson, joined by Jeff Budke today on a beautiful Thursday morning. Jeff, how we doing?
Feeling the home run horn in my soul. I'm excited.
Yeah.
3 weeks from tonight, we're on.
We are so back. Last night was game 1 of the WBC.
So back!
And what a game. What a game we had on hand there.
Didn't see Australia doing
Taipei.
that. Didn't see it.
I did not
Didn't see it
either.
coming.
Travis Bazzana, that homer was a nuke.
It really was.
It really was. He pimped that. We're doing outfield preview today. Jeff, you have something you want to start with?
But first, I have an ESPN First Take style segment for you. I knew you would love that. I'm calling it I've Seen Enough. I need big bold letters to pop up. I've seen enough. Number one, I have 5 for you. I have 5 I've seen enoughs for you. Number 1, Ryan Sloan is not getting traded, will not be traded, not this year, probably not ever. He will probably not pitch for the Mariners this year. We'll have to hear people throw him into fake trades until the trade deadline, like, oh, what if we can get this guy? What if we can get that guy? Let's just trade Ryan Sloan. Dude is nasty. I've seen enough. That's a Mariner for a long time.
This is the best Mariners pitching prospect since Felix Hernandez. That's what folks are saying. From Ryan Divish to Jason A. Churchill, all around the board, this is the best Mariners pitching prospect since Felix Hernandez at this age.
So you're with me. We have seen enough.
We have definitely seen enough.
Dude has pitched like 20 innings in single A, and we're like, yeah, this is the guy.
Insane. Dude's insane.
Number 2, Venezuela sucks.
That's terrible.
They're bumps. They're bumps. They have no
that's
chance of victory
awful.
or advancement.
Oh, that's awful.
If you can't beat a sorry Astros AAA team, and if you lose 5-1 to the Nationals yesterday, you're out. You have no shot. They're getting swept. I've seen enough.
That's like saying that the Mariners losing to the Diamondbacks in spring training matters. That's the equivalent.
You should be
That
an
is
all-star
horrible.
team. You should be an all-star team. You should be wiping the floor with these guys. I've seen enough. If you lose to the Astros, you're on my Dunzo list. Venezuela, I'm out.
Wow. That's a take, Jeff.
Number 3. We are the Dominic Canzone Show. Let's also lead the way on being the Michael Arroyo is an outfield prospect show. Dude is not a second baseman. Dude is not a middle infielder. I've seen enough. That's an outfielder and a DH if I've ever seen one. He's 21 years old, puts the barrel on the ball. That's enough seeing the ball go through his legs. I've seen enough.
It's just not the same as putting Altuve out there, though. I don't know. Is he going to be decent in left field, Jeff? This might just be a DH. We might do the Laz Montez, Michael Arroyo platoon.
Have we ever had a 21-year-old coming up and known so quickly? This ain't it. Canzone, when he runs, it looks like he has mud on his shoes, like a little kid with like caked in mud, and it looks like the way I run.
In the best
Michael
way.
Arroyo at shortstop, second base, like wherever you put him, I'm like, oh, I think this isn't it.
Well, his bat's fun.
I've seen enough.
I don't know. Yeah, I've seen enough of him in that field.
Number 4, I hated seeing Framber Valdez go out in his spring training debut, bright red Savant, throwing his hardest ball. He was like, Scooble's gone. He's with Team USA. Guys, I'm really a good dude. He went 100% in his spring training debut. I am all the way out on Framber Valdez. What's he doing?
100% in your spring debut equals Robbie Ray in 2023.
He looked like he had something to prove to himself, his teammates. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a dude go out yelling and screaming like that and pitching 100% on March 1st or whatever it was.
Yeah, he will be hurt by season's end.
I'm out. We're previewing the AL Central next week, and I got some great stuff on the Tigers for you.
You have your rant ready, Jeff?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Nice Cal shirt. Number 5, I've seen enough. Cade Anderson is a star. Now, the question is, what shall we do with him? To me, there are two routes. There are two scenarios of what we should do. Do we use him early, use his innings, and then shut him down? In this route, we have Paul Skeens. He played 23 games in his rookie year, pitched 133 innings, and then they shut him down, finished third in the Cy Young, won Rookie of the Year. In 2025, help me with the name here, Mizorowski from the Brewers, who played in an all-star game after his 4th start, which is insane. He threw 66 innings pitched, and then they moved him to the bullpen, used him a little bit in the postseason, but basically shut him down at 66 innings. McLean from the Mets pitched 84 a year ago, and then they shut him down. So do we go that route with Cade Anderson, where we use him early, pick a number, 100 innings, whatever it is, and then shut him down? Or do we slow play Trey Savage him and just let him slowly go through the year, slowly pitch, skip starts, and then when the postseason's here, unleash the lefty stud?
Well, you can consider me out on rushing him, Jeff. I think this is a guy that needs to be built up slowly over the course of the season. And while he's as polished as any prospect, really, is pitching-wise, especially out of the draft, to me, this is a guy that you put him in, I think, Arkansas. There's been rumors that he'll go to Everett. I think that'd be asinine, to be honest.
No,
There's
I don't
no
want him in
reason to
Everett.
send him to Everett. But I would send him to Arkansas, let him build up his innings, let him get to the point where he's able to throw 5-6 innings. And then if you need him, you call upon him in July, August, September, and then you can sort of limit his innings at the big league level if you need to as well. But I think the most important thing for me this year with Cade, as well as Sloan, is keeping them healthy, making sure they don't go crazy in terms of their innings limit. And I trust the Mariners to do that.
Okay. I've seen enough. I want him to play for the Mariners this year, though.
I 100% agree.
Great. Last thing for you, and this isn't an I've seen enough. This is going to be the weirdest defense of a crazy person that you'll ever hear on this show. Well, maybe not. Give me time. The Angels owner, Artie Moreno, had a quote. I'm going to read the quote directly to you. The number one thing that fans want is affordability. They want safety, and they want a good experience when they come to the ballpark. Believe it or not, winning is not in their top 5. And a lot of people had a very negative reaction to this. I am coming on here because I've been a fan of the Mariners since 1995, really got into it in 2001. I'm not going to age myself as much as I can. You know, I try not to share how old I really am. For me, as a Mariners fan, clearly winning hasn't been in my top 5. I never gave up on this team. We've been to the playoffs 3 times since 01, twice since 02. Like, when he says that, it's not a thing you can say to your fans. However, I'm living proof that, you know, you don't have to win all the time to be a fan of a team. You can't choose who you love. Thoughts?
I mean, my pushback is this, Jeff. You think about your favorite moments over the past 20 years as a Mariners fan. How many of them are from the Mariners winning? And how does your ballpark experience improve because of the Mariners winning?
I guess all of them. I spent years and years going to games praying to be in the running in August. Like that's all I wanted was to not be eliminated by August.
Yeah. So you as a fan, look, it might not be in my top 5 when I'm just going off dome because I'm like, I want a good experience. I want to be able to go to the games. And that's why affordability, well, crazy that winning isn't up there for a lot of fans. Affordability is first.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, you're not going to want to go to the games unless the team is fun to watch and unless they are winning. And you want your team to win a World Series.
I guess the reason I was a fan, not only do I live in the Pacific Northwest and have my whole life, but they did win in 95. They did win in 01. So, yeah, maybe you talked me out of it. Maybe winning is important. But I was just laughing about my 20 years from 2001 to 2022. Like, I still went all the time. I still loved the team.
But would
Oh,
you
we
say
were
you're a
bad
bigger
some days.
fan now? That's where I'm at. I grew up with this team. I grew up with this team sucking. They start to become their own team in 2021, and that's where I'm like, not jumping the bandwagon, but that's when I'm jumping all in on this team.
A year ago, you and I saw each other in person more often, and I would tell you the window is open, and you would say, "Hold on, not yet, breathe." So, am I the biggest fan of this team right now? Yeah, probably. In 2014, when we had Cano and Cruz and Zanino and that pitching staff, that was when like my heart bled with every game. I wanted to just make the postseason so bad. I was like, just let us in, let us in, let us in. But this is the most fun I'm having. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. This is one fun team. And as we get into this outfield, Jeff,
I was gonna
what an
say
outfield.
transition.
Oh,
The
what
cornerstone
a
of our
fun
team.
outfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sentence I have written at the top of my notes, Jeff, is huge upside, huge fun, but very volatile.
Okay. Well, Reston Mariners piece 2, Dylan Moore, Leody Taveras, Samad Taylor. We didn't have a long of a list in the infield. We had a lot of Reston Mariners piece. But after June 1st, when Canzone came up, we had a lot of not very much drama in the outfield for our squad in 2025. Our 2026 outfield preview is obviously going to start with Dominic Canzone because that's who the show is named after, and we love him forever. No, I'm just kidding. Let's start with Julio Rodriguez. Cornerstone of our team, top 10 MVP a year ago. In 2025, he had a 267 batting average, 798 OPS, 128 OPS plus, 32 home runs, 95 RBI, 30 stolen bases, all-star, MVP 6. In the playoffs, batting average plummeted to 208, but his OPS went up to 809. He had 4 home runs. Kind of seemed deceptive when you think about those numbers, but he was awesome in the postseason. I would say the highlight of 2025, which was also a low light for him, was ALCS Game 7. Hit a double in the first inning, had a home run, but it ended with him screaming in the locker room. So I don't know if he would consider Game 7 the highlight of 2025. Mahal, tell us more about Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think the highlights that Game 7 homer or the Game 3 homer to lead off that game, take the lead to potentially go up 3-0, and then obviously low light of the game. But this is a guy that really took a step last year, in my opinion. Had the lowest strikeout percentage, lowest whiff percentage of his career. He started to figure out pitching more, and that led to him having the best season of his career against fastballs. Put up 13 run value against four-seam fastballs, slugged .490 against them with just a 28.5% whiff rate and a over 70% hard hit rate, Jeff. Goodness gracious, he was good against four-seam fastballs.
No one hits a 110 like exit velocity single like Julio Rodriguez.
Nobody does. Right into the ground. He figures out that launch angle. He takes off. I am as high as anyone is on Julio this year. Talked about it in the WBC preview on Tuesday, how I think that he might win WBC MVP because I think he is going to continue what he did in the postseason. You talked about him having kind of some weird stats, but also just being a dog in the postseason. And this is a guy that was really good defensively and was a dog in center field. 9 defensive runs saved, 10 outs above average. This guy was insane. That led him to 5.7 wins above replacement on Fangraphs. He had 32 bombs. That 21.5% strikeout rate, like I said, is the lowest of his careers. He went 30-30 once again. This guy is insane. Only thing he struggled against was changeups a little bit, as well as cutters, but he took a positive step against changeups, -4 run value to 3 run value. Cutters, he put up a -6 run value. So we'll see what he can do against those. But across the board, he took a step in a lot of places, and there have been so many reports about the second half for him really being a step forward for him in reaching his full potential.
I was really surprised to see him hitting 7th for the Dominican Republic. I wanted to handle that calmly, but I did not. I don't really understand why Ketel Montari would hit 2nd and he would hit 7th. I think those two should just switch. But all good. He can still win MVP from the 7 hole, I suppose. My really specific prediction for Julio Rodriguez is that he will finish 2nd in the American League in MVP. It'll be back-to-back bridesmaids years for our Seattle Mariners. Vegas did have over-unders for him. His over-under for home runs was 28.5, and his stolen bases were 29.5. I think that's a pretty easy over.
Yeah, give me 30-30 again. I think top 3 in MVP voting for sure.
I think if he is healthy and plays over 150 games, 30-30 is the baseline.
Yeah, I agree. He might go 40-40 if he puts it all together.
40-30, 40-40. That's insane.
Nuts.
I can't believe Shohei did 50-50 the other year.
I don't know how that's possible.
Me neither. Moving on to Randy Arozarena, who in 2025 had a .238 batting average, .760 OPS, 27 home runs, 31 stolen bases, was an all-star, led the league in getting hit by pitch, 2nd in baseball in plate appearance. Oh yeah, Julio led the league in plate appearance. Forgot to say that for his preview. In the playoffs, Randy was not playoff Randy. 188 batting average, 574 OPS, 1 meaningless home run in that home blowout loss to Toronto. That was either game 3 or game 4. I don't remember which one. Highlight of 2025, 27-31 is pretty sick. But it's hard not to be disappointed in playoff Randy Arozarena. Mahal?
Yeah, you talked about playoff Randy struggling. He just struggled really in the second half and down the stretch in general. Had a 97 WRC plus in the second half, had an 80 WRC plus in September and October, where he struck out 30% of the time, put up just a 280 slug, had 4 extra base hits over the course of that month, and had an OPS below 600. Really struggled down the stretch. That said, in the first half, this guy was freaking insane. 136 WRC plus in the first half. This was a guy that dominated right-handed pitching with a 123 WRC plus, did well against left-handed pitching with a 113, was good on the road with a 111, but even better at the T-Mobile Park, a 129 WRC plus. The only issue with this guy is he is pretty goddamn terrible in left field, Jeff. -1 defensive run saved to -6 outs above average. His routes looks like he is running through a maze. If he can figure that out, he becomes a lot better of a player. But in a contract year, at 31 years old, big season for him. I think he's going to put together another good season. And here comes playoff Randy.
I'm a sucker for a guy in a contract year. But I am feeling nervous about Randy Arozarena. We did not talk enough about Julio's amazing defense and how he covers a multitude of sins from Canzone, from Randy. My really specific prediction for Randy, Randy is the player I think I am most nervous about on our squad. I feel like you and I are talking all year about his numbers being good, but our eye test not passing kind of ends the year platooning with Robles and Canzone. And you and I will wonder, should we do the qualifying offer? Should we not? I can't believe that we'll be debating that. But then I think we get playoff Randy back and it answers all of our questions and fears.
Yeah, I agree with playoff Randy. I think this is a guy that is going to look at what he did down the stretch last year, and he's going to flip that around. He's going to be a guy that sort of leads you to the playoffs, leads you, not necessarily the promised land, I don't want to say that, but leads you to where you want to go in September, October.
Vegas only had over-unders for Cal, Julio, and Randy. Their over-under for Randy Arozarena was home runs 22.5, stolen bases 23.5. I think that stolen bases, go ahead and smash that over. Dude is going. Home runs, that sounds like a pretty good line to me. I don't know if I would touch that.
I'm gonna go over. I want to be positive here. I'm feeling positive about all these guys today, Jeff, and I know a few of them are not going to be good, but smash the over on everybody.
Let's go. Speaking of positive, the Dominic Canzone Show brought to you by Dominic Canzone. Dominic Canzone in 2025 had 300 batting average, 840 OPS, came up June 1st and never looked back. He did play a few games in April before going down to Tacoma. He had 11 home runs, 32 RBI, OPS plus of 134. We are not going to talk about the playoffs too much. That was ugly. 10 Ks and 29 plate appearances, 107 batting average. Highlight of 2025, to me, collected hits and walks after being down in the count for the first time in his career. He hit lefties, but that bomb in Arizona in that crazy ninth inning where we were down like 5 in the ninth with 2 outs, we lost that game, but Canzone hit that ball. That might be the hardest I've ever seen that ball hit. Like, just demoed it. That's probably the highlight for me of 2025.
It's either that or the day in KC where he had a couple bombs.
Oh, he had 3! I can't believe I forgot that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably the
bomb day in KC. You forget that stadium too much. That stadium is a scary place. Moving
Kansas
the
City?
fences in. Yeah, I don't like that stadium. Weird
Well,
games happen there.
I think they might have the AL MVP this year with those fences moving in.
I think that they will. I'm a big Bobby Witt Jr. fan. But we'll get into that next week.
Next week, we're going to have... This is the Dominic Canzone portion of the show, but the Royals, man, I'm daydreaming about their possibilities. Anyway, sorry.
Well, if you want a full breakdown on Mr. Canzone, go listen to episode 114 of the show, but we'll do a little bit of a thing here. And the thing you got to remember with Dom Canzone is that he made actual changes to his swing. Made changes from 2023 to 2024, and then made bigger changes from 2024 to 2025. That allowed him to swing the bat harder and have that be more consistent, where he was able to swing the bat fast. He had good bat speed last year, the highest of his career. He was catching the ball further out in front of the plate. He was sat less deep in the box, a little bit farther forward, had less open of a stance, had his feet a little bit farther apart, but it was a flatter swing. Most importantly, that led him to cut down on some whiff, cut down on some strikeouts, which meant when he hit the ball, the numbers that we had been seeing for the past couple of years finally came to fruition, because this has always been a guy that hits the ball hard when he gets the opportunity. Always has had a decent barrel rate, has always had good average exit velocities, but those finally were able to actually play once he cut down on whiff. His whiff percentage went down 8% going into from last year to the year before, down 7% in terms of strikeout rate. Those were the things that allowed him to become the guy that we saw. Now he struggled down the stretch and isn't the greatest defender, but his bat is a lot of fun. And we are the Dominic Canzone truthers.
Really specific prediction for me, Dominic Canzone will not make the All-Star team, but his stats will be better than the American League outfielder that ends up there. And this show will be irate and disgruntled. And that will be very fun.
Love it.
Let's talk about Victor Robles. There's so much to say. 2025, 114 plate appearances. Did not do a ton in the regular season after a horrible injury in San Francisco, putting his body on the line for the team. Unfortunately, that led to an OPS plus of 77 when he did play. He was quite bad in the playoffs. Not as bad as Canzone, but basically the same. Highlight of 2025, that catch against Houston is remarkable. I watched it again yesterday. It's almost great that the camera is focused on Julio so you don't see him until he catches it. It's one of the best catches ever. It doubles up Myers, who just takes off, although he could see both players, so I don't know what he was doing. That or throwing a baseball bat at a pitcher in AAA. I'd say those one of the two.
Yeah, Victor Robles. I want to go back 12 months, Jeff. This was a guy that was going to be the leadoff hitter for this team. This was a guy that we really believed in, almost eerily similar to Dom Canzone.
No. Dominic Canzone and Robles, I would not say that those specific, that's not a complete parallel, but I hear you.
You hear me. Great season in 2024 once he came over to Seattle, put up legitimately unreal numbers in those games. I did not realize how good he was
It was
with the
crazy.
Mariners.
He got DFA'd by the Nationals and then was all-star level player.
Yes. 77 games with the Mariners in 2024. Hit 328, 393, 467 for 155 WRC plus and over 3 wins on Fangraphs. Had 30 stolen bases with the Mariners. This guy was insane. Insane. So you go back 12 months, you really believed in this guy.
Who was better, 24 Robles or 25 Naylor after signing with our club?
I think Naylor. I think Naylor's bigger impact.
We think Naylor?
I think Naylor
Like
had a bigger
that's
impact.
how good Robles was in 24.
Yeah, he really was. And he just never had the time really to put it together for the Mariners in 2025. Played 14 games, got hurt in the 14th. He then came back and only had 18 games to find form when the Mariners were chasing the postseason. Never had a chance really in 2025. I think he has all the opportunity in the world to bounce back. The one worry I have is this is a guy that struggled to hit left-handed pitching in 2024. And that, for the most part, is his role.
It's what we need him to do.
So how does he fit into this roster if he struggles off the bat and he can't hit left-handed pitching? Because you have other guys that can hit right-handed pitching. You have other guys that can theoretically play center field. Is he your best option behind Julio in center field? Yes.
Rayleigh's a pretty good center fielder. Okay.
I think defensively Robles is. I also think he's probably the better option in right field, but he even struggled in right field a little bit. And the thing you got to remember is that the reads for a corner outfield off the bat are really difficult and are a lot harder than center field, even though you have to cover less ground. So making that transition can be difficult, and it's why he had -1 defensive runs saved in right field in 2024.
I assume that every game that Canzone starts, Robles will finish in the outfield for him once Canzone has an at-bat in the 7th, 8th, whatever that is. That will keep Robles involved, which is nice. We talked about Rayleigh could go a week without playing any innings. I almost said minutes. Innings. Robles, I assume Robles will play every day in some capacity.
The question is how consistent will his at-bats be, I think, and if he's coming in as a defensive replacement, which I don't think he's going to do at the start of the season. I think you'll see Canzone, Refsnyder at DH, Robles, Rayleigh in right field. But if him or Rayleigh don't get consistent at-bats, it's going to be really hard for them to be able to find that bat, be able to find their confidence, and then we got problems.
The Mariners are really giving Rayleigh a shot here in spring training. He's been in the lineup, it feels like, every day. That's not true, but they are really seeing what they got.
They are.
My really specific for Victor Robles is sometime in the month of April, he will lead off, spell Brendan Donovan for a day off, and he'll have like a 4-hit game, and people will blow that out of proportion.
He's back.
Yeah.
Robles is back.
We have our even year JP concerns. Maybe this is an even year good thing for Robles. I don't know. Speaking of Rob Refsnyder, man, what a fun interview. I don't know if you've seen him with the Mariners socials and those kind of things. Like, he just seems like a really chill guy. I get why people like him in the clubhouse. We got Naylor clubhouse fun. We got Refsnyder clubhouse fun. Donovan is talking World Series. Like, what good vibes. To lose the good vibes guy and have our vibes improve. Incredible stuff from Jerry. 2025, 209 plate appearances, 269 batting average, 838 OPS. Yes, please, sign me up. 9 home runs, 30 RBI, 131 OPS plus. Played for the Boston Red Sox, had that giant wall to smack balls off. He went 0 for 5 in the playoffs. They played the Yankees in the wild card round. And his highlight of 2025 was that he signed with the Seattle Mariners. Mahal, we've talked a lot about Refsnyder. What else you got?
Yeah, I mean, his role is just to hurt left-handed pitching, really. He is going to face southpaws, likely as a DH. Isn't the greatest defender in left or right, But like you said, Jerry DiPoto, cheers to the guys you brought in this offseason. Bringing in really good guys, really smart guys. Ref Snyder's another guy that just seems like he gets it. He understands how to talk ball, understands how to teach guys, understands what he needs to do to be successful. And I don't think this is going to be another AJ Pollock. I really do think that he is going to be successful in his role. You look at what he did last year against left-handed pitching, 159 WRC plus hit, 302, 399, 560. This is a guy that was really good against left-handed pitching. If you look at the last 3 years, this guy ranks ninth in WRC plus against left-handed pitching. That is the exact same as Vladimir Guerrero Jr., better than Ronald Acuna Jr., better than Mookie Betts, better than Mr. Dodger Kyle Tucker, better than more guys than that, too.
Mr. Dodger.
Better than Mr. Dodger.
I wasn't ready for that.
This guy.
I'm still mad at you for your
is
Master
great.
Boney joke that made me laugh like a crazy person on my commute.
Miles Masterboner?
Yeah, that guy.
But Rob Refsnyder, there's rumors he can play first base. Hasn't done that since the pandemic year. So we'll see if that is real. But he's mostly going to be a DH that is in there to hit left-handed pitching. He understands his role. He's done it for multiple years. And I'm really excited to see this guy in the clubhouse as well as on the field.
Yeah, where his at-bat's going to come from, I think DH primarily. I think he plays some first. I think we see him in the outfield more than we see him at first, just on those random days. Team having depth is going to be awesome. We have seen this over the last decade of like, oh, this is our guy. He's going to save us, and that's not his role with this team. It's so nice. He has a career OPS of 730. My specific prediction for this year is that he's going to have a 800 OPS for us, and it's just going to feel awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the guy you've been looking for on the bench that is just going to be a productive guy that you can put in. That's what this guy's going to be, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, you've made the joke. We've laughed about it like, oh, this is where middle infielders go to die. This is where old guys come to retire because T-Mobile just ends their career. Josh Naylor, that stuff is contagious where it's like, hey, no, we can hit here. We can do this. And I think Ref Snyder's just, it'll take him 2 weeks to adjust or whatever, and he'll be fine.
Yep, I think he's going to break that right-handed hitter dying curse, and I'm excited to watch it.
Luke Raley is the last outfielder I had for us in 2025. 202 batting average, 631 OPS, 85 OPS plus. That is a below average hitter. Just injuries all year. Small things, big things. Did not play in the play. Wait, did he play in the playoffs? Ooh, I didn't write anything down. Shame on me. I'll check that in a second. Highlight 2025 came back on that road trip in Detroit where we swept the Tigers right before the All-Star break. Julio announced that he was taking a break. We were kind of in this weird spot, and then we swept Detroit, and it felt like we were just running full speed after that. So Luke Raley was kind of a part of that. What else you got on Raley while I look up his season stats?
He dealt with multiple injuries last year, and he, again, similar to Robles, just couldn't find consistent time, couldn't find consistent at-bats, which makes it really hard to be able to find your bat, being able to figure out who you are as a hitter in that season. But you look at what he did prior to getting hurt in April. He had hits in 5 of 8 games. Right before that, he seemed to be figuring it out, including a 3-hit game. He was starting to figure out the bat, then gets hurt. And let's go back a little bit further. You look at what he did in 2023 and 2024. 2023, 129 WRC plus, 19 home runs in 118 games. He put up nearly 2.5 wins. 2024, his first year with Seattle, 22 homers, a 129 WRC plus, 137 games. He put up 2.3 F4. When he's been healthy, he's been good. He's been able to hit for power from the left side. He's a guy that likes T-Mobile Park, had a 901 OPS and a 167 WRC plus at T-Mobile in 2024. He can utilize the Hit It Here Cafe. He can utilize right field as a left-handed hitter. He torched the baseball with runners in scoring position, a 171 WRC plus with runners in scoring in 2024. He was a big offensive piece in 2024. He just never figured it out last year. And if he bounces back, if he or Robles bounces back this year, this outfield is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I'll never forget that August 2024 home run he hit into the third deck. I've seen Shohei hit it up there. I'd never seen a Mariner hit it up there. That third deck is so far away from home plate.
It really is. I was at that game. I've been up to that third deck, and
Oh yeah,
it feels like you're in space. That homer was nuts.
Luke Raley in the playoffs was 0 for 4, but he was hit by a pitch, so he did run the bases once. My man.
Surprisingly fast, really. He can steal a few bases. He can run the bases pretty well. So he's a nice piece if he can figure out this bat again.
My really specific prediction for Luke Raley is that he is a trade casualty, and I don't think he finishes the year on this team.
Oh, I don't like that.
I know.
That makes me sad. I think he bounces back. I think he sticks with the Mariners. I think Robles will be the casualty, personally.
Yeah.
So we can take bets on Robles or Raley, who's out.
One thing, we're going to do our Mariners preview in a couple weeks. We're saving that for last. The question that I can't decide on, and like it's just going to define how we talk about them this year, is what kind of contender are we? To me, there's three routes. The first route is 54%, just trying to contend every year, like Guardian style, just trying to be in it. If you're in it, you have a shot. Are we doing everything in our power to win the World Series this year? Because that changes how we treat the trade deadline, that changes how we treat everything. Or are we trying to be in the next 10 ALCSs? And I don't mean that flippantly. Like what is this Mariners organization's goal now?
I mean, I think that you can do 54% and be in the next 10 ALCSs, Jeff.
My man.
I mean,
Okay,
the
Jerry.
whole point of 54%, whole point of 54% is that you want to contend continuously. And you relate it to the Guardians. Maybe it's not 54%, but I think that this team is going to contend for multiple years. They're not going to be the organization that goes all in at one deadline. And I want people to know that now.
Yeah.
They are not going to go all in. They're not going to trade all their prospects because they don't have the budget to do so.
There's going to be a time in May where someone that with influence in the Mariners community is like, what if we traded Ryan Sloan and Colt Emerson for Ronald Acuna Jr., and I'm going to bang my head against the door for a half hour?
Yeah, it might be longer than a half hour.
It's going to happen.
Oh, you know it's going to happen. They'll probably throw Kate Anderson in too.
And it's just like, okay, we'll talk about this later. That's what we have to decide as a podcast, and what this team has to decide is like, what kind of team are we? I think we know, but it has to be our guiding principle as we talk about this team.
Yep. And I think the biggest thing too is you got to have your young guys come up and contribute. That's what this team really relies on. And we'll get into the full preview. I think that'll be on opening day, I believe, is when we are doing that. So what a day that's going to be.
We might just be recording for the next 3 weeks straight. Like, I'm just so hyped.
We might be. I haven't been able to watch many spring training games. I haven't really wanted to for some reason, but I am like geared up and ready for this season itself.
It's because only bad things can happen.
Yeah.
There's only bad things that can happen right now. And watching a spring training game with Farmello, and I'm like, give me a little closer.
Did you see Farmelo's triple last night?
Dude is fast.
Oh, he's so fast. Did you see the route by the center fielder?
Dude, it was like the Colt Emerson triple where the Giants outfielder, or it wasn't the Giants then, it was Cleveland, and the route he takes to the ball. I'm like, God, I love spring training.
I gotta say though, seeing fly balls, especially at night down there, it's freaking difficult. I was sitting in left field. I couldn't see anything off the bat.
Is it because of the sun? Like, is it just the change in venue? Why?
I don't know what it is.
Is that why the Diamondbacks play in a dome?
Them. Maybe. There's a high sky there, whatever that means.
High sky.
I'm gonna talk about.
That's why you come to the Light the W podcast for comments like the high sky. Let's go.
High sky and no dumb trades. That's what we do here. No dumb trade proposals.
Only good fake trades.
Yes. Exactly.
Brendan Donovan based good fake trades.
Yes. Just wait till Alec Burleson is the next trade proposal for me next year.
What are the names that we were always going to get? Isak Freitas. We were always going to get Alec Boehm. We were always going to get Brendan Donovan. What else was
Ryan
out there?
Reynolds.
Yes,
That's
Kelnick for Reynolds.
Kind of wish we did that.
Yeah.
Now
Man,
it kinda
Kelnick
makes
was
sense.
so good in April of 2023.
He was good in 2023. He was like a 110 WRC plus, and then he died. And then I went to White Sox camp,
Yeah, you did.
and I was like, "Where's my boy Jared?" I couldn't find him.
Next week when we talk AL Central, I have so many things to say about the AL Central. And
Really?
when I think about the AL East, I'm like, meh. I don't know. All 5 of them could win it. But when I think about the AL Central, I'm just so passionate about that bad division. I'm so excited.
I kind of tend to agree. I have like some strong opinions on the AL Central.
Yep, we'll save that for next week.
Join us next week for the AL Central preview. This has been 127 of Light the W. I'll be talking about something on Tuesday. What it is remains to be seen. Maybe something fun will happen this weekend. Maybe Julio and Cal will go off the WBC.
That'd be sick.
I don't know. We'll figure something out. I don't want to do just like a clickbait episode, but we'll figure out what happens here.
Ideally, Framber Valdez fights a teammate. You could talk about that for 20 minutes.
That would be nice. That would be nice. But this has been episode 127 of the Light the W podcast. For more on the outfield, more on the Mariners, listen on opening day to our Mariners preview. If you missed the infield preview, if you missed the starting pitching preview, go back and listen to those. Infield preview, episode 125, that was a week ago. The outfield or the starting pitching preview, a little bit further back, but you can go and find that if you'd like to. Both episodes similar to what we did today. But thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been episode 127. Go M's.
Go M's.
Peace.